take these separately. The first recommendation is the schedule of meetings. I understand you'll all get a full copy. They were tabled at that meeting. So we really just received that. Is there any query around that? There appears to be none. I'll put the motion to the vote. All those in favour, please say aye. Contrary? Carried. Now the local government...
Your Worship, do you want a mover and a second?
Yes, a mover, please.
I'll move, Your Worship.
Thank you. Thank you. And now we move to a mover and a seconder for recommendation 2, the local government remuneration review. Thank you. A seconder. Councillor Hunt, thank you. Is there any question on the motion? I'd just like to thank staff. This was a good workshop that was well attended, and it's a very good record of our workshop. There appear to be no questions. Do I have a mover for the motion? We've done that. All those in favour, please say aye. Contrary? Carried. The next is the adoption of the significance and engagement policy with the following amendments. Do you want me to read the amendments? No, you're happy about the amendments? Do I have a mover? Thank you. Councillor Kent, seconded Councillor Sturt. Are there any questions?
The debate was quite wide-ranging. I just have one question of staff. With the second box of factors, the 4 bullet points, so the question I have is, when is the significance triggered? Is it triggered when we recognise there are large divisions and views on the matter, or the extent of cost that comes up at a committee level? Do we trigger the significant policy then, or prior to the meeting with the chairs? Amongst ourselves, when do we do that, or on the recommendation of staff?
So through the chair, so the staff will look, as they are writing a report for a committee, they will look at the significance policy and look at the matter at hand and make some judgment as to how they see the application of that policy to that report, and will make recommendation in the report to the committee. When the committee then actually receives the report, there's the opportunity for the committee obviously to take that recommendation or not, and then subsequently again that can also be tested by council.
Each report will be done on a case-by-case basis. Thank you.
Madam Chair, is this going to take part next year, or has it already been resolved?
Would this, if we vote in support of this, then that classification moves? Well, we won't get it done before Christmas. Yeah. Any further questions? No. I'm going to put the motion to the vote. All those in favour, please say aye. Contrary? Carried.
Chair, could I have it recorded that I did not take part in the debate or vote on the issue? Thank you.
Recommendation 5, the strategic direction supporting youth employment, that Council endorse the strategic direction for supporting youth employment. Do I have a mover? Councillor Gould, seconded Councillor Tapsell. It's open for discussion. I'm just flagging here that tomorrow I go to the Mayor's Task Force for Jobs, and I've sent this paper to show the Rotorua approach with youth direction, and other councils will only note. We're not having an active debate on it, but we're quite interested about what other councils are doing around this youth into employment initiative. So just so that you know that's happening. Councillor.
Will us councillors get a brief update on what other councils are doing throughout New Zealand on this particular matter when you come back?
If there's anything significant, I'd always report it back, as I reported back that we moved in the last, before the election, on the youth driver licence. That was an initiative from the Mayor's Task Force for Jobs that I mentioned here, and that's been passed. Councillor Sturt?
So all the mayors who have councils involved in this youth employment initiative, will there be a whole of government involvement as well?
With the youth driver licence, that's before the Minister now, and it's been approved in the manifestos of the coalition, so they will be working out the process for engagement. We're probably asked sometimes about what works and what doesn't, but we're only one of the stakeholders in there. It's education will be a key stakeholder there, because this should be done at schools. Councillor Maxwell.
Madam Mayor, just a question. Did our own youth council, that Councillor Tanya Tapsell's a member of, did they have any input into?
No longer, when we tabled this report and Rosemary Viskovich brought it, we disbanded the Youth Council this term and are looking at youth engagement to get a wider group of youth voices involved. So, right, I'm going to put that motion. All those in favour, please say aye. Contrary? Carried. We now need a resolution to go into public excluded. Thank you. Seconded. Thank you, Councillor Rotorua Tate. All those in favour, please say aye. Thank you. And the reasons for going into public excluded are to maintain legal privilege, to consider confidential recommendations from other committees, and to enable any local authority holding the information to carry on without prejudice or disadvantage negotiations, including commercial and industrial negotiations, and to protect the privacy of natural persons.